The arena lights dim abruptly, plunging the WWE Universe into an electrified silence that almost feels physical, as if the air itself is charged with anticipation. Every person in the crowd senses it instinctively, that intangible, spine-tingling tension that doesn't just make you a spectator, but forces you to pause mid-breath, to hold yourself hostage to the moment. The energy is tangible, heavy, almost overwhelming, buzzing through the seats and wrapping around every fan like an invisible current. Then, suddenly, a solitary spotlight pierces the darkness, illuminating the entrance ramp. Out steps Paul Heyman, mic in hand, his expression a steady blend of calculated confidence and deliberate authority, the kind of presence that commands attention even before a word is spoken. He pauses at the top of the ramp, scanning the arena like a seasoned general surveying a battlefield, eyes sharp, unblinking, calculating the response of every soul in attendance. The crowd erupts, chanting his name in rhythm. Heyman.
Heyman.
Heyman, but the intensity of the reaction elicits no smile, no wave, no casual acknowledgement. This is not a celebration. This is a proclamation, a statement of intent. He lifts the microphone slowly, his voice cutting through the arena with surgical clarity, commanding attention from every wrestler, commentator, and fan alike. He speaks deliberately, letting each word resonate, echoing through the rafters and into every corner of the arena. Ladies and gentlemen, he begins, tonight, you are not mere spectators. Tonight, you are witnesses. Witnesses to a lesson in power, in strategy, in mastery, and in what it truly takes to ascend and endure in this world of champions. The camera shifts to the ring, capturing Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed standing like statues, muscles taut, eyes wide, acutely aware that the man before them has built careers, dismantled legacies, and manipulated some of the fiercest competitors in WWE history. Their glances meet briefly, a flicker of apprehension crossing their expressions. This is no ordinary promo. This is an education, a curriculum in dominance delivered live, unsparingly, and with precision. Heyman begins his measured descent down the ramp, each step deliberate, almost ceremonial, each footfall a declaration of territory. He pauses just before the ring apron, his gaze sweeping over the young lions with an almost predatory patience. Bron Breakker, Bronson Reed, he intones, two formidable athletes, young, hungry, unpolished, raw power incarnate. You have size, strength, and energy, but talent alone is insufficient. Strength without control, aggression without purpose, it will consume you. That is the peril you face, and I am here not to coddle, not to flatter, but to instruct, to challenge, to prepare, or to reveal your inevitable downfall. The audience is hypnotized, caught between admiration and fear, cheering and booing simultaneously, unable to divert their attention for even a second. Heyman steps into the ring with the calm assurance of a chess master taking his position on the board, letting silence linger, amplifying the unease in the two young competitors. Timing, he says slowly, almost whispering, is everything. You may possess the strength to lift an opponent, to hurl them across this canvas like a ragdoll, but one miscalculation, one lapse in awareness, and your opponent becomes your master. Power without mastery is merely weakness dressed in illusion. Remember this. Do not underestimate it. Breakker and Reed exchange uneasy glances, words they have heard before in locker rooms echoing now with a tangible weight, each syllable imbued with menace and promise alike. Heyman begins to pace slowly, circling them like a predator sizing up prey, his movements deliberate, his eyes locked on each twitch, each shift of weight, each subtle sign of tension. Bron Breakker, he continues, his tone unwavering, raw, explosive, untamed. You move with the force of a storm, a hurricane. Yet even a hurricane is destructive to all in its path, including the one who bears it. Discipline, young man, discipline and focus. Temper the storm into a weapon, a force that the world cannot withstand. Fail to understand, and you will burn out long before reaching the pinnacle of your potential. Breakker nods slightly, jaw clenched, absorbing each word like a student in the most intensive classrooms. Reed, meanwhile, stands silently, every sense attuned to Heyman's cadence, his presence magnetic and inescapable. This is not flattery. This is an unyielding warning, a gauntlet thrown with precision. Then Heyman's gaze sharpens on Bronson Reed, imposing in stature yet, as he notes, too predictable, too reliant on sheer power alone. Strength, he declares, without cunning is a fleeting advantage. The world of WWE rewards strategy, subtlety, the mind capable of manipulation as deftly as it delivers strikes. Dominate only with raw force, and you will see your reign crumble, your failures laid bare before every eye in this arena. Understand this, young lion, or face public humiliation of the most painful kind. The audience reacts, sensing the veiled menace in his words, and Breaker's fists clench, muscles taut with tension, while Reed shifts, every nerve on high alert. This is not merely a physical test. This is mental warfare, a psychological crucible designed to forge, to challenge, and perhaps to break. Heyman leans slightly, lowering the microphone as if sharing a clandestine secret, his voice now edged with gravity. The most crucial lesson of all: control the narrative, or it controls you. Every glance, every gesture, every whispered word matters. Your opponents are watching, your allies are watching, and history itself is watching. Make the right move, and the world bends to your will. Make the wrong move, and you will be broken, publicly and irrevocably. The arena is silent, the words hanging in the air like a specter. The weight of Heyman's reputation, his calculated career maneuvers, and his psychological dominance bear down on the two young men, imprinting themselves into every fiber of their consciousness. This is no motivational speech. It is a masterclass in strategy and dominance, delivered in real time, in front of thousands of witnesses, every syllable carrying instruction, warning, and challenge. Then, as if punctuating the lesson, Heyman signals. The ropes are suddenly lined with steel chairs. The crowd gasps in collective astonishment. Breaker and Reed tense, understanding immediately that the lesson is no longer theoretical, it is now physical, immediate, and punishingly real. Heyman steps back, a faint, knowing smile playing across his face. Let's put the theory into practice. I want to see instinct, timing, control, and precision. Who strikes first, who holds back, who dominates. The wrestlers move simultaneously, and the arena erupts as chaos descends into controlled violence. Chairs swing, bodies collide, yet Heyman does not interfere. He observes, silently critiquing, eyes flicking between them with clinical precision. Each dodge, each strike, each hesitation is analyzed. The crowd watches in awe as the fight becomes as much a mental exercise as a physical one, every movement conveying a lesson in foresight, control, and calculated aggression. Breaker lands a perfectly timed reversal, sending Reed sprawling. The audience erupts, a mix of cheers and gasps, and Heyman gives a subtle nod of approval. Reed recovers swiftly, countering with brutal precision, displaying resilience and adaptability. Heyman's faint smile widens imperceptibly.